Hey guys, Angry Old Man here. Well, this is week 5 of my half marathon program. Um, Mileage was right about 70 miles this week, with a couple really good long runs. Quite a bit of time on the treadmill this week. It was weather and just a matter of schedule and things like that. But I did get my 70 miles in, including at least one like 2.5 hour effort. Feeling pretty good about my overall constitution, my endurance, my ability to maintain performance for the time I'm going to need. Was also a chance this week for us to step out a little bit. Um, Sometimes you just go where the sponsor says you go, and this week we had a all expenses paid trip, and it was to New Martinsville. And when we got there, we ran the 5K race for the Jim Quinet Memorial 5K. It takes place at the Quinet's Court Cafe, which is a sort of home-style, all-you-can-eat buffet place. Excellent food. I would, if you're in New Martinsville, there's 2 really good restaurants for you to sample. One is down the road a piece called Choo Choo's, and they have a varied menu, but they had a really good burger. I know that. And then there's Quinet's, which is like I said, a home style meal sort of buffet. It's just an excellent restaurant. Proceeds go towards a scholarship. Quinet's very much celebrates the veterans of the military services in the United States, and the decor and the pictures just go to show you how much they do appreciate veterans. That being said, the race is it's a pretty fun race. It had a mix of locals and sort of not so locals, us being the not so locals. And then there was a few other folks. I got to see Josh Weekly of the Doddridge running crew. Josh Weekly showed up, and man, I didn't know who he was because, I don't see real well in my running goggles. And we took off, and about the time he went past me in the first mile or so, I was like, man, that gait is awful familiar. I wish I knew who it was. And it wasn't until after I crossed the line I walked up and said, that was Josh Weekly, wasn't it? And somebody said, yeah. Anywho, he does an incredible amount of work with the running community in high school and such. He takes care of a lot of the stats and things like that for the high school runners. He's an exceptional individual. He dedicates a lot of his time in our sport. It's nice to see him out there running and competing and showing what he's got. That it's just not a case of do as I say, not as I do. He is definitely a athletic leader that leads by example. In any case, we got to go out there and run the race. This was a family affair. It was myself, of course, Emily, who runs just about all the races I do. There was Marina. She is my second oldest daughter. There was number 1, who was support crew for this adventure, and the lovely wife who ran this race as her second real competitive 5K race. When the race was over, Emily had scored the first place overall female. I was very close behind her and first 50 to 59 year old to cross the line. We were in 8th and 9th place respectively overall. Then I turned around and ran back and cheered Fiona, my wife, across the line. She not only did she complete the course, she completed it in with a PR, her fastest 5K yet. We were very proud of her, and of course Marina came not very much long behind her. In any case, we had a good trip. We talked about some more races we might be doing, but I like to let that sort of settle down just a wee bit after the race, because you always get excited when you do fairly well. The humidity was a little higher than we were expecting. It was over 20% higher than it had been the year before, with about the same temperature. So our times were marginally slower, but that's to be expected. Plus, I had just, I had an aggregate of over 30 miles in less than 48 hours prior to this race. So I wasn't going to be 5K peak performance, even no matter what I did there. In any case, we are still looking at training. We did a lot of 4-mile work this week, a lot of lactate threshold runs in the 4-mile world, a couple longer runs, but time was really compressed because I had some really extended working hours this week. I worked open to close at my shop for 3 days in a row, which is not very common for me. And then I had the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday off, and I had to squeeze all of my big runs in those days, including the race. So anyway, that's all I've got right now. Progress seems to be being made. I was, again, only marginally slower than when I was at my peak 5K performance last year. So that being said, if I had periodized and rested, I would probably be about where I need to be. What I proved to myself is that I could probably hold my goal half marathon pace for probably another 10 miles, and I'm kind of excited about that. But anyway, more running coming up this week as I lead into week 6. Again, if you have any questions or have any comments, let me know. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love all the support and encouragement that I get. I hope to see some of you guys out there in the various races and whatnot. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing right now, so we'll see each other when we see each other. And thanks again, guys. I appreciate you watching, and as I always say, run angry, my friends.